So I got my new sticker for the boat today. I think I might have mentioned that Honey Babe bought a new car and she's totally in love with it. The boat hasn't been cranked in a while. I think I explained that I'd been doing taxes for a week, and we brought this new mobile home in, and I did some plumbing and some different things with it. And so rained last night, and I thought, well, I better go down and check the boat, make sure it's still floating around, and pump the water out of it and check the battery and make sure it's still all good. And then my new Georgia sticker for the boat came today, so I can put that on there. As I'm walking down through here, I'm going to talk to y'all about something brand new. And I don't think I've said this on YouTube yet, but you guys are part of my community, and everything I do, y'all know about, just about. So I want you to know about this. Honey Baby has decided, I guess I should say we've decided, but she was a really big deciding factor, that she would rather live in the South full time than to keep going back and forth up to Maine. She's from up there and has never had the experience of a summer in Georgia. And I told her, I said, you know, before you make that decision, you need to spend the summer in Georgia so you can see how horrible it is when it gets hot. She said, you know, it can't be much worse than Maine. In Maine, we lock ourselves in the house for several months a year because it's too cold. Down here, people lock themselves in the house for several months of the year because it's too hot. And at least down here, they can go jump in the lake or jump in a swimming pool or do something like that. But up in Maine, you know, if you want to go out, you got to wear so many clothes you can't hardly move and all that. And she says, I'm willing to make that commitment. She really loves it down here. And so we've begun to talk about cleaning the house out up there and selling it. And I've already got some neighbors that are very interested in buying it. Now, I feel like I ought to mention this to the tubers, because there might be a tuber out there somewhere that would like to have the Peak Plantation. I don't want to start a bidding war or anything, but I wouldn't want to sell it and have somebody say, you didn't tell me that place was for sale, and all that. And it's going to leave me with things to think about, like, what about all them signs and license plates and things I got up there? So I'm going to have to decide. I feel like the license plates were gifts from YouTubers, and I need to pull them down and bring them with me. Put them inside my new garage. By the way, this is going to mean I'll be building a new garage up here, a big one, like a 3-bay, 3-door garage. I'll be bringing the rat rod down here. I'll be selling the Chrysler, although Rusty said something about let's bring it down south, so we'll see about that. I've already sold the Studebaker. Old Bill's going to buy the Studebaker, Mike's car. I talked to his wife, and she said none of the kids are wanting to buy it back. Sold the Crosley already to Rusty. Me and him's going to make a trip up there and get all the Crosleys, and me and Bill's going to make a trip up there and get Studebaker. And my neighbor's going to swap one of my trailers for bringing the rat rod down and my big nice lawnmower and all that. So anyway, that's going to be in the works. It ain't going to happen immediately, but it is going to happen over time. I just want to make y'all aware of it, because it's a change. It's a change, and changes happen. And you know, I guess you could say we're downsizing. I find that my life has been like in sections. I was telling somebody, well, I was telling one of my kids the other day, when I came to Maine, I wasn't nothing but an ignorant truck driver. I got involved with some poetry things, and I became a competitive slam poet and wound up going to the Slam Nationals in 1994, I think it was, in Asheville, North Carolina, with Taylor Molly and not Gene. I could think of the people's names who went with me if I tried hard enough, but I'm not going to. But we went to the Slam Nationals, finished 4th in the and made it to the final round. That was pretty darn huge. That was a section of my life that's past, and I told my my child that, you know, I've got all these poems and all these books and things, and that represents a part of my life, and I hate to throw it away, but I just can't keep all that. And she said, well, I want that. I want them. I said, okay. And then there was a part where I was a truck driver. That's a whole separate part of my life. Then there was a part where I worked at a job where people fussed at me all day, and that's a long story we won't get into. And then I got that house, and I spent many years fixing it up, and that was all a whole bunch of stuff, and a lot of that's in YouTube. And then and now I'm going to sell that. We're going to move down here. So I spent a lot of time building things up, getting multiple cars and tools and houses and sheds, and now I guess you call this downsizing. A person reaches a certain age. I was talking to 63 Impala about this the other day. A person reaches a certain age, and you start thinking in terms of, what am I going to do with all this stuff, and who's going to take care of it when I'm gone? So I'm going to start the process of liquidating that house and all the contents. If anybody knows anything I want, you want to make an offer on it, feel free to go right ahead. But anyway, that's in the works. So